So let's start. So first of all, before we start, I just want to give a disclaimer that this webinar, or course as I would call it, is an initiative of the NWN, Navigating with New Foundation. It is neither sponsored nor funded by any organization that's going to be used for illustration. The examples used in this course are just for illustrative purpose. They are not intended to represent any particular individual, organization, any resemblance or real people, persons, company situation, or and its situations is purely coincidental. The purpose of the examples is to help you understand and apply the concept covered in this course. However, the examples may be relevant or applicable to every situation or content and should not be taken as an absolute or definitive. It is important to use it. So it's just important to just
So,
apply the situation or the specific thing that is relevant to you in this particular course to for your own profiting. Let me put it that way. So, what are you going to learn in this particular webinar? First of all, our learning objective is finding a course. The second thing is getting funding, and the third thing that you're learning is how to write a winning proposal. And these are really important things that would be beneficial to everyone. So the first, let's start with the first one, finding a course. Now, as much as it is important to, say you want to, do an online course, you want to participate in to get a certificate, to do this, do that, you must be able to first of all properly find a course that meets with what you want. Yes. So under the module one, which is finding the course, we'll be talking about the why. And at the end, later in the course of this webinar, you would understand why it is important to answer these definite questions. And also in this particular category of this particular model, we're talking about the category of courses that you're likely to see. Then we'll talk about the how and the where. So first of all, let's start with the why. Now, when we talk about the why, we see what exactly is the motivation, behind you seeking for a course. You say you wanted to look for an online course. Is it that you just want to look for this course, just gather as many certificates as possible? Why exactly do you want to find um, a particular e-course? Now, most times, most of us might want to look for a particular e-course for knowledge. You want to gain knowledge about a particular field. You want to gain knowledge about a um, particular probably skill or something. The next thing is for skill development. So it's either you want to find this course for the sake of knowledge, you want to find this course for the sake of skill development, you want to find those courses for the sake of career advancement, or you just want to explore new interests. And why I'm saying this is because if you are unable to define the reason why you are finding a course, the reason why you are looking for a course, you might not be able to totally appreciate, first of all, it might be difficult to find. Number two, you will not be able to appreciate the course even when you have gotten them. And then also, there is this thing that is common to everyone, where when you start an online course, you just start and you find it very, very difficult, to conclude the course. I don't know whether it's happened to many persons. It's just something that most times you just start and finishing it might be a bit difficult. I feel that before the beginning of the course, if you are able to define your why before the beginning of the course, you would be able to properly appreciate what it is. And also, that would also help you to know whether obtaining a certificate for the course is really important or not. Because there are times where I take particular courses, and the reason why I'm taking this course it's not because of the certificates. No, I though I might be given the certificates, yes, but why I'm doing is because I actually want to learn how to do such stuff. So I personally, I have now these things are peculiar to me. We are all different. Everybody cannot be me, and I acknowledge that we all have different backgrounds, different areas, and we everything cannot be applied. What I'm saying might not be applied applicable to you, but I know that there are similarity of things that would work that would have a similarity. So there are times where I want to learn about, let's say, a particular, let's say I'm a software developer, and I want to learn about a particular um, software or a particular language. And let's say I've started a course about it in a particular platform, and I've started the course, but probably there's something that is not clear in that particular um, uh, platform that I'm using, and I want to learn more about it. So I'm going to another platform to learn it. In this case, you see that the why is not because I want to get new certificates. No, it's because I want to develop my skill. At the same time, I want to learn more about what I've learned. So this would help you to know, to be able to properly define whether the objective, your learning objective, at the same time, whether you should opt in for a certificate or not. Now, after talking about the why, I will talk about the category of course that you will likely see. Now, under the category of courses, I'm sure that most of you are thinking about, probably I'll talk about skill development course, knowledge-based course. No, 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 no. Now, under the particular course that you see, under the category of course that you see, we, by virtue of my dealing with online courses, I've been able to categorize this the category of courses into three. And knowing the category of course, this particular courses would help you to be able to know what to find, where to find, and what exactly to do after I find them. So the first I have observed are individually created courses. Now you find these everywhere, and these are not specific to platforms. If you're conversant with platforms, platforms like Coursera, like um, 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 Udemy, like LinkedIn Learning, like Edureka, like um, edX, like Abadex, and all these particular courses, all these particular platforms. One of the things you will see that you will see courses that are created by individuals, and most likely these are individuals um, that are experts in the field. These are individuals that are, we call them most times, they are in the industry professionals. Either you are learning a skill, or you probably want to pick a particular course on a subject matter, or you want to pick a particular course on your career or career advancement. You will see people that have stayed so long in their career that they've gathered enough knowledge that that they are able to share what they have learned over the years with you. So first of all, you see individually created courses. The next you will see are courses that are created by universities. And I don't know if anybody have observed it, but universities specifically, they they actually generate courses. And I'm not talking about when you're officially enrolled in the university. I'm not talking about probably you are taking undergraduate, you're taking a graduate course, or you're taking either a doctorate or postdoctorate course. No, they are just courses that are developed by professors, lecturers, or um, by just the university. And why would a university in the first case, in the first instance, why would they want to develop a course? We'll see that first of all, we see that universities can create courses for outreach and community engagement. Most times they create courses for continuing education and professional development. Most times they create courses for revenue generation. Most times for brand building, and most times for innovation and experimentation. So let's say you want to look for a course about let's say Python. Apologies, I'm using the examples I'm conversant with. So let's say you want to get a particular course for Python for healthcare, and probably there's a university that you are more conversant with. You will see that if you go under the university website, you check the tab usually at the footer. When I mean footer, I hope I'll be able to share my browser. I'll show you what I mean by footer. If you check by the footer, you will see where the university will put courses or something on their website. And with that, you be able to access those courses. So if you have a university that you're sure that this university, they have expertise in some particular courses. For instance, I'll choose an example I'm conversant with. Let's say Technical University of Munich, and we know that this particular school, they are good with technological courses. So I want to get probably an industry knowledge. I want to get an advanced knowledge about a particular subject matter in technology. In that instance, I might likely go for schools like that and see, even though I'm not a student of that school, I would see courses that have been developed by them and see how I can profit, how that course can profit me. Are we still here? If you're following, can I see 111 on the chat? Let's see. If you're following, let's see 111. And be sure that we are all following together. Okay, thank you. I can see Amarachi E. Oh, just one person. Let's keep it rolling. Okay, thank you, thank you. I'm seeing. All right, good. So let's continue. And another thing I want to say about this university developed courses is that most times when you get a university developed course, you would discover that most of these courses they come with like a credit unit. And I hope that I will also be able to share my browser so that we can see how practical this is applicable to us. So you see that they come with units, and how this is very, very important, because most of us ask the question that, okay, I am taking several courses, I am taking several online courses. What is the end result of this online course? What can I do with the certificate? Let's say in the instance where you are offered a certificate, what can I do with certificates? How do I profit with them? So while these university courses are great, it's because if you undertake them and they have, you look at the course description and see what it has. If they have probably some particular units that accompany them, that particular course, there are things that are certificates that can be tendered even while you're probably want to take your postgraduate, because first of all, it's accredited by the university and it comes with some particular units. So that is why courses like that are really important. And most times, let's say the universities are breaking new ground. They want to, start offering new a particular set of course in the school, and they want to see how people are responding, how people would respond to that course. So in that case, they create an e-course and allow non-students to, to partake in the course and see what their feedback is all about. Are we together? All right. So the next category of course I will talk about is courses that are created by organizations. Now, personally, I have benefited a lot. I mean, a lot from courses that have been created by organizations. And most times, these organizations are usually non-profits. So, why these particular courses are actually great is most times, yeah, though sometimes you can be offered certificates, but most times it gives you an in-depth knowledge on a particular thing you want to learn. And the truth is that these are things you might not be able to find online. Like if you are not a master of the internet, you might not be able to find it online. You might not be able to find. So for you to be able to I would show us how to get this kind of courses and how we can profit from it. So number one, individually created courses. Number two, courses created by universities. And number three, courses that are created by non-profits. Also, I don't know if anybody have observed it. If you are on platforms like Coursera, you would see a particular course and you see where they reference some universities. And how many persons have experienced that before? How many of you have seen that before? You're on Coursera. Coursera is an e-learning platform. You know, it's an e-learning platform. You will see the spelling in the course of this webinar. How many of us have seen that before? I want to see. Probably I'm the one that is just seeing it. Oh, great, great. I'm glad I'm not the only one. I need more hands. If you know you have seen, good, good. Okay, can we have one more person? Let me be sure. Oh, awesome. So university creates courses, and most times they are not just posted their websites. Most times they are hosted even in a third-party website like Coursera, like LinkedIn. In fact, if you check LinkedIn Learning, you will see a lot of courses that are hosted by universities, and I find that as a great, it's great because one of the assurance that gives you is that what you are listening to, what you are learning, they're authentic. How do you know what to opt in for? Because we have mentioned categories of three categories of courses. We've mentioned individually created courses. We've mentioned courses that are created by universities. We've mentioned courses that are created by organizations, most especially non-profits. So we've mentioned it. And the question is, how do you know which is which? And I'll tell you the best way you can know which course category any of those fall is simply by reading the course description. I don't know whether most of us take time to read course description. Probably just go online, just see how to master emotional empathy for professionals, or emotional intelligence for professionals. And just be like, wow, emotional intelligence, and you're like excited and just opt in the course and you just start picking it up. No, it is good you go to the course description, check out what exactly is in the course description, check out the the course model, check out and most times these are the three things most people check once they get to a course. First of all, they check the name of the course, they check the time duration, and then they check whether it's paid or not paid. So when they say it's paid, I'm off. And we don't even take time to really check out, to check out what exactly is the model, what are the contents, what are the things that you're likely to learn from the course. And the truth is that once you take time, I'm sure most of us are actually guilty of this. Check out the name, the the duration, and whether it is for a fixed price or not a fixed price. So if you look at it, you don't continue again. And I feel that if you are taking a course, these are the things you should look out for. And I find this very, very helpful. First of all, apart from the fact that you are checking the name of the course, consider who is the developer of the course. Even though the course is either by an individual, by a university, or by an organization, you need to check out, who is the developer, what's the name of the person, what's the learning outcome, what's the detail, what's the description. That would really help you to find it whether you are a good fit for the course or not. It is really helpful. It's so helpful to help you to know whether you are the right person for the course or not. So that being said, let's move to the next thing that I'll talk about. So the where. So I have talked about categories of course, categories of this one, categories of that one, and uh, we've also talked about what are the why. Why would you want to take the course? So the next thing that I find so instrumental that we should discuss is where. I'm sure that what most of us are aware of is we're just aware of learning platforms like Coursera, you're aware of LinkedIn Learning, you're aware of Udemy, you're aware of just some few ones. How do you find those courses? Though this particular webinar is for funding of getting financial aid or funding for a course, I also think I developed this in such a way that it will help you to find right courses for that would be suitable for your overall, career projection. So where can you find those courses? Now, it is important to know that site search engines like Google, Bing, and so on have limitations to provide proper answers on where to find a suitable course, on where to find a course suitable for your why. It's good to have that in mind, that there's just limited results you can get from search engines if you are looking for a course. I mentioned, remember I told you that it is not all courses that you might be picking because of certificates. I mentioned that. So that would really help. And I find it very, very important to say that, because the field where I am, which I'm basically in intersection of artificial intelligence and society, which is law, what is really important for me is not certificates. What is important for me is learning what are the trending thing in the particular in my niche. So whether I'm picking a course for certificates or not, what I look at is that what is the new thing? Because I need to stay updated, otherwise I would not be relevant. Understand? So I have to keep checking out for courses, that suit this. And if I just go and check on Google, AI, let me not use AI so that I will not get it, but I will not complicate everything. Let's say I say business analysis for let's see, marketers. Yes. Let's have it that way. So let's say financial analysis for marketers. What you see on Google might just be either some adverts, a list of adverts of webinars people are creating, and then some things that are not relevant, not really relevant per se, because the thing about search engines, as I've said here, is a game of algorithm. The internet is a game of algorithm. So to get an accurate result from the internet, you must be a master of the algorithm. So if you just go and just see, can somebody give me an example of a particular course, probably a course you have been looking forward to learn? Can I see example in the chat box? Just drop an example so I just use that as our example through this course. Anybody? Just type course, probably a course I've been looking forward to. Just type on the chat box. Okay, I can see machine learning, TypeScript. Okay, can I see more examples? Sustainability. Okay, I think this is helpful. Can I see more examples? More examples. Okay, food and water. Okay, good. Digital journalism. Okay, can I see more examples? Business analysis. Okay, can I see one more example? I would use these examples as what I'll be discussing. Good, I think this is enough. So now I see that now, if you look at the examples I've seen here, if you just go on your search engine and type machine learning, TypeScript, sustainability, food and water, journalism, business analysis, you will not find a course. Okay, can you see my new browser? Awesome. So let's take, for instance, we see, let's just give an instance, the courses on, let's say, food and water. Okay, so you see that your first, or the 1, 2, 3, 4, the first course, the first things you see on your search engine are usually they're usually adverts. You see AD means the adverts, and food and water, safety training, Anaconda, Aconsa. Sorry, I use Anaconda, Aconsa. Course on food and water management and agriculture. So you might not be able to find, most times, you might not be able to find specific courses that will be useful for you. And also, somebody kept sustainability, kept digital journalism. So to make it easier, you should be able to personalize this course. For instance, instead of me searching for machine learning, which is our first example, machine learning, I can easily put machine learning for beginners. Machine learning for the beginners course. And yes, so this way you begin to see now this your result becomes more streamlined. You see that your result becomes more streamlined. Now, let's make it more, let us streamline it more. Machine learning, my machine learning is not even correct. Machine learning for the beginners course, let's say Harvard University. So you observe that it becomes now, it takes you directly now to the edX, website. So you must be able, now you see that it makes it easy now. It takes you, and then you see free, self-paced, 8 weeks. But if you just go randomly on your web browser and just type machine learning or just type sustainability. Now when you look at the word sustainability, what are you exactly referring to? Is it that, are you looking at courses that are on sustainable development goals? Are you looking at saying food and water for sustainability course? Are you looking at just something that are specific, something that would help, that are definite? I think that's what I can put. Something that are definite. Are we together? Is anybody following? Let me see one in the chat box if you are following. Okay, let's see more hands. Let's see more hands. Okay, I think I can even share my good. All right, so I'll just proceed from here. So permit me to just share my screen like this. Okay. 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 So we're seeing more hands. So I've told us about being a master of algorithm. So now the next thing you're going to look at is finding an individually created course. No, I told you about 3 categories of course. I told you about individual created course. I told you about courses that are created by universities and courses that are created by organization. Now, most times because how you are able to um, detect which particular person you're going for would help you to know the skill you adopt while you're trying to apply for either funding or an exemption to get the course. So either you're going on Udemy, on edX, a masterclass on Coursera, on Skillshare, on LinkedIn Learning, on Allison, on Audacity and the likes. So on this particular platform, you find courses that are individually created. For instance, let's see, it's not everywhere. Let's say we're looking at courses like, let's say Coursera, which is because Coursera is like the uh, Coursera, which is like the most the platform that people take more. Where's Coursera? Okay, Coursera engine. This class I'm trying to make it as practical as possible so that we will be able to get what we want to get from it. Oh, I'm not logged in. Just let's try to see how we can get as practical as possible. All right. So if you let's just go home. Okay. So one thing you will see is that I think this will really help us to understand it better now. You will see that let's just pick a course. Let's pick now. You will see from here now. You see this is Penn University. This is University of Toronto. This is Penn University. So you see that these are courses that are actually created by universities. Let's find a particular course on food and water for sustainable development. Okay, let's see. Development's not correct. Okay, let's see. Sorry if this is a bit slow. I'm trying to see how I I can be practical as possible. I'm looking for a course that was created by an individual. You see that most of these courses are actually created by universities. You see, universities are, you see from universities, Hopkins University, Geneva. Okay, let's look for a more simpler work. Let's see art and humanity. Oops. Business. Okay, these are still okay. Let's. I think. Let's see. I saw a thing about journalism here. Digital journalism. Digital journalism. I think you might likely find this internet is a bit slow. Just a few seconds, please, while I search it out. These are created by universities. Let me look for another. Let's see another. I'm looking for a very a simpler one. Simpler one. Let's say digital marketing. I'm trying to escape digital marketing so that I don't want to look as though we are just talking about tech, 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 tech. Okay, let's just see beginners. Okay, let's just pick the reason why my my work is actually going on universities is because I have set my own algorithm to focus more on universities. That is why all I'm just seeing is just universities and universities. Okay, let's say any certificates. Okay, someone please check this. Okay, let's just pick one of them. And you would also find this active. You find this helpful when you're using your LinkedIn Learning too. Find it helpful, and when you're using your Udemy. So while it's still loading, okay. So you see enroll for free before this. Now, this is what I want you to see. This is what I actually wanted you to look out for. You see the name Rebecca May. Let's see one of the instructors. Aha, this is the part that are helpful. Even though it's created by a university, you would take note of the person that created it. Rebecca May in this case, and Eric Edge. Those are the people that created the course. Now, if you observe also, if you check this little box, you see financial aid available. Let's open that in the next tab. Uh, okay. Okay, let's just put that in the next tab. So you see that there are answer requests. So you see that there are financial aid available. Let's check it again. Okay, with 79 USD introduction. Any of them you want to pick? Let's say you're picking the first one, and you go to the next. Before going to writing the application, let's just continue. I will talk about the application next. But what I just want to note is that note the person that created it. Now, in the case where financial aid is not available for this particular kind of course, what you do is that seeing the name of that person, you'd go on LinkedIn, connect to that person, and start a conversation. Now, I have used this before and it has worked for me. There was a particular course I wanted to take, and there was no aid for it, and it was a bit expensive. So what I did was that I checked the name of the author of the course. I messaged the person, and I told the person about my aspirations and this and that. And I told the person about his course. Excuse me. I told the person about the course, and I told the person how I wanted to learn, how I find the course essential for my professional growth and blah blah blah. So at the end of the day, what the person told me was that he was going to make the course open for me in the next 30 minutes. I should go on the platform. I should pick the course up while it is free. And after 30 minutes, he would take it off. Guys, is anybody following? Can I see people following? Let's see. Anybody? Oh, great. Okay. And I'm learning something. If you're learning something, just type 222. If you're learning something, 222. If you're learning something, 222. Oh, great. Oh, great. Let's get it. Let me see more response. Okay, so let me just continue from here. So now, messaging, writing to the press, most times you see that they have, most of them might drop their emails, most of them might not drop their emails, most of them might drop a link to finding them on LinkedIn. And I see that as very, very essential, very instrumental to getting it. So you just reach out to them, and most of them are glad because most of them are creating this course. It's not even for the money per se. Most of them they've sold about 2,000, 3,000 of the course. So it's not the $79 you want to pay that is more important for them. But most of them, what's even essential is seeing people learn. You know, that's the first category. The next category is while it's really essential to reach out to the facilitator, is that in future days, in subsequent time, the person is writing another course. The person find it very helpful to reach out to you to test out the course. And something I've experienced before, where I'm being reached out to that. Okay, I just developed this course. Okay, listen, check out this course and give me feedback on it. So in that case, you see that what is really essential in this instance is not even the certificate you want. Is that okay? I've learned new thing. For somebody like me that I as much I also involved in research, it's important to learn more things, to know about new things. So for me, learning more was is the key thing. So let's just continue. All right. So if you are picking up a course for certificates, some things you must take note of while you are picking up the course is to consider the authenticity of the particular course. I'm using Coursera now. Most of us might not use Coursera. Most of us might use totally different platforms. Might not even be a course that have been recorded. It might be live sessions. So you have to look at the certificate that you'll be given, if at all. Look at how authentic it is, and how you know an authentic certificate is. Most of them they come with a credential ID, and they come with a means of verification. So credential ID is a way where anybody can verify the certificate you're giving, you are tendering, whether it is authentic or not. Because I can sit down and design certificates. If I'm a graphic designer and I'm good at what I do, I can just sit down and just develop a certificate without even considering anything. So you look at the credibility. Credibility most times has to go with the person that is developing the course. How many years of experience does this person have? You know, enough to be able to teach me this particular thing. Because this is this generation we have now. We have a lot of professionals. You just start learning a new thing. Yesterday and today, you call yourself a pro. You must have a demonstrated experience of working in that particular field for you to be able to say a professional, so that you will not go and learn in error. And then the next thing you're looking at is your growth goal. And to develop a growth goal, to be able to consider a growth goal, that is where the question of the course description comes in place. If the modules that we taught in the course, if it is something that's really aligned with your overall interest, something that you find that okay, this looks like what I want. Because most times the reason why this is important is because you might start a course and you get to the middle, you just be like, oh my goodness, what kind of course is this? You just leave it and never go back to it. And sometimes why I also feel that this growth goal is very important is because it also helps you when you are checking people's review about the course. Because it's really important to check reviews. I'm picking up a course and in the review, I'm seeing people saying that this is not updated. And that's happened to me before. There was a time when I was still new in that, I was learning that for the first time. And if most of us are familiar with that, that is a particular language that is not stable. So there's always updates every time. There's every time there is new update on that. So I observed that I would just pick up a course. I would have, started training. I'll just get into the middle. In the middle like this, the dependencies are not working because they are outdated. And I'm saying this because they are technical courses. They are courses that are technical. Yours might not be technical, but there might be courses that are updated, that are outdated. So it's good to check your description and check if it's something that aligns with your growth plan. All right. So the next thing I'll talk about is finding courses that are created by university. I think I've talked about this, so I will just skip this. Now, there is this hint I want to give you when you're looking for a course that are created by university. While searching for this course on Google, just behind the course, type .ed, edu. Okay, for instance, let me open another search. So let's say I want to pick a course. I'm looking for an e-course on, let me check the examples I was mentioned earlier. Okay, business analysis. Let's say business analysis online. Okay, let's say e-course. Can somebody give an example of probably a university that you admire so much? Probably a university that you feel that that are that are good with business. Can I say example of a university? Or let's just leave the university. Just type .edu. Let's see the result of our search. Okay, London Business School. Okay. Now, great. If you observe the results you see, is that all the results you will see are courses that are created by university, because universities usually have their, instead of having a .com, which is their domain stuff, you see .edu there. So that's a hack I have found that is very helpful. So you see, just type the name of your course and put .edu at the end. So what you begin to see is that you just see, for instance, nou.edu. Some universities you never knew ever existed, and that will be in the case where such course, the ones you have seen, does not have funding. So the .edu will give you several universities that have, that provides that, and it's so much. So you pick from the one that suits what you want, and in fact most of that suits your learning pace. See a lot of them by universities, So that is a hack that you can employ towards getting that done. Let's move to the next. So finding courses created by organizations, most times non-profit organization. Now this one is the tactical one that you can do. Like, this is very tactical, and I'll show you what I have used that helped me. So most courses I do, there are courses that are not hosted on Coursera, not hosted on the popular e-learning course. There are courses that are created by non-government organizations, and most times the object of creation of these non-government organizations, they are created on the object of advancing a particular theme. For instance, you would find that very very essential. For instance, sustainability, SDGs. So you see organizations that the only thing they are pursuing are SDG. So it might be probably let me give an example. Let's say on SDG goals, let me just put that way. And they create a lot of courses on how individuals can be part of SDG goals, how you can do this, how you can do that. And the truth is that you might not know that those courses exist. You will not know. So what I do is that to find those courses, three things I do. Three things is, first of all, instead of me going online and searching for food and water, food and water. I could just limit my search to, let's say, NGOs on sustainable development in Africa. Now, this is a lot of work. There's no cheap way to doing this thing. So let's say, okay, let me pick a list of NGOs. So what you do is that when this particular, I'm just giving an example using this. I would not want to use my particular field so that it's not going to look so technical. All right. So you see a lot of NGO is coming out. Let's say, for instance, conservation through blah blah blah. Okay, let's look at this. And you search it out. This is a bit taking time. It's going to be fast as my internet is. So please permit me. So let me, why, okay, it's loading. All right. So we see that it has loaded. So what I do in this instance is that once I see that this organization, as I've said, these are purely illustrative organizations. I am not doing this because I am not paid by any of these organizations. I'm just making examples. So apologies if your organization falling between this or anybody seeing this video in the future and it's the organization. Apologies. It's just for mere illustration. So the first thing I do, I see that this organization align with what I want. The first thing I do, first of all, is to subscribe to their email. That's the first thing I do. So I look for the subscribe button because most of these things, they don't put it here. Most times when they are, as much as I'm making progress, they give you, they email you on their progress. And sometimes, the email contains courses that are developing. This has happened to me, in fact, several times. So most times I receive mails, and that's why I always check my mail. I receive mails, sometimes in the day I can receive, this is no exaggeration, 25, 30 mails. Because these are lists of organizations I have given them my emails. My use for marketing, I don't care. Yeah, you might say that they're using for marketing, but I know that I'm getting what I want. So most times when they develop a new course on trending things, for instance, what is trending now in the tech industry is the ChatGPT. So many organizations have made courses on ChatGPT. They have made business analysis using ChatGPT. This one using this one. Forensic using ChatGPT. So a lot of courses are now developed on ChatGPT. If you go on Coursera, you might not find them there. If you go on LinkedIn Learning, you might not find them there. The best way you can find them is to look for organizations that are top players in this particular niche. Subscribe to their email, or most, in fact, some of them would have at this side of our work. I don't know about these guys, whether they have. Okay, you see events and meetings, you see events and meetings, see publications. Most of them would even have under it, they might have courses. Does this one have? No, this one do not have. But if you check that organization, you see that under what they have done, they have created courses there. So in that case, you'd have access to being the first person that would access their courses. Let me move on because so I can beat up the time. It's already 6:15. Let me see how I can end this in the next few minutes. Okay. So the next thing I will talk about is getting funding. So I've spoken to you about the where, the how, and there's one thing I didn't talk about is also most times when people are looking for courses, you go on Google. For me, most of the courses I have also done, I did not get them on Google. I got them on Twitter. So what I do is that, as I've told you, search engines is a game of algorithm. So I look at keywords that are fundamental to what I want. For instance, let me get my notepad here. All right, let's see. So I look at keywords that are fundamental to my niche, and let's say that let's say keywords such as, let's say use sustainability, but let's refer sustainability now to climate change. So climate change, uh, cause free, or let's say apply. Am I spelling apply very well? No. APPLY. Apply. You can see funding. You can see develop. You can see create. Now, most of you ask that all these things I've typed in, how are they useful? Now on Twitter, the person that just creates a course, this is how it's going to. This is what it might likely type. Hello guys, I just developed a new course. A new course on, let's say, sustainable development for climate change. Check out my course here, or apply, get access with the link below. You can just develop a new course, let's say a new course, or a free new course. So now if you see this particular tweet, these are the things you will see. You will see the word developed, which is one, a keyword. You will see the word course, another keyword. You will see the word sustainable development, which you want. You will see the word climate change, and you will see the word link. So if I'm a person on Twitter, I want to look for a course on that on Twitter, I'll just go on Twitter, go on the search box. I would have loved to use Twitter, but I would not want to, access Twitter with my PC. So you see, so just go to search bar on your Twitter, just type developed, course, sustainable, free. Those words make no sense. But what the algorithm of Twitter will bring is that the algorithm of Twitter will bring all tweets that relate to that particular niche. And that's why I found some people that are into what I do, and I found their courses. I just went there, and on LinkedIn too, just type what you think, just put yourself in the shoe of a person that would drop that kind of tweet. So if you are the one, what will you type? So I know that I'll type develop or create, course, new, free, the keyword access, and type it there. And you'll be, in fact, you can even try it now while we are doing this course. You'll be amazed at what you will see. So to get funding, there are two things most times you might require. Some persons, either sometimes when you're looking at universities, organizations, they might say that, okay, while you are applying for this course, you have to attach your resume or your CV and then an application AC. Depending. Look for Coursera. Coursera will not ask for a CV. It will only ask for an AC. But other persons, other organizations, might ask you for a resume, and then so attach your application AC. So irrespective of that, you should put your resume ready, and then your application AC ready for application. So you must prepare it. You must prepare. So it's not as though it is when you have seen that thing at that time. That's when you're not trying to rush out to, to create what you want. No. You have to prepare it ahead of time. So what are the likely questions they might ask you? So most of them might ask you that, what is your background and how does it relate to the e-course you want to take? Why do you want to take this particular course? How will this course help you to achieve your academic or career goals? What challenges have you faced that are hinder your ability to pursue the e-courses? What financial need do you have in order to take the e-course? What sort of funding experience have you funding? What other sorts of funding have you explored? Have you previously taken any online course before? If so, how did you find the experience? And all blah 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 blah. Several questions to be asked. We'll undo just few of them in the next 10 minutes so we can end this particular class. All right, let's go to the next module, which is the final module, is writing a winning proposal. Writing a winning proposal. All right. I told you that some particular courses might tell you that you should write a proposal. Some might tell you to write it. Some of them, which is when it comes to personal, when it comes to individually developed courses, might tell you to you might need to probably write a mail to them, or could write a mail, mailing them, send them a message on LinkedIn or any other means. So it can either be writing a letter of motivation, you are writing a mail, or they might ask you other questions like the ones I have mentioned earlier above. But irrespective of what you have been asked to, irrespective of what you are going to do or what you are sending, three things are essential. Three things are essential that your motivation letter must cover, because most times you might be stopped when they say write a motivation letter. Why you think we should give you this particular course? And a good way to write this is you should look at what have you done in the time past with relation to that course, or what have you done in the time past that, or what has happened to you? What are the experiences you've had in the time past that is motivating you to apply for the course? Number two, what are you currently doing, to make you eligible for the course? And number three, what are you going to do after the course? Because they want to be sure that what advantage do you have? And this works especially when the courses have limited funding, and say, okay, what advantage do you have over others that you think we should give? Why should we give you this course and not every other person? Why? Why should it be you? So you have to attach your financial need to these three things. Okay, I've done this. I am motivated to apply for this. I am motivated to apply for this particular financial aid for this course. Okay, in the time past, I have a background in this. I have a background in that. Currently, I'm working in this, and I find that getting this knowledge will be essential towards getting this done. And then after this course, I will use the knowledge of this course to get ABC. Do we understand? Is anybody still here? Let's see. Anybody here? I want to see reactions on the chats. Okay. I want to see more reactions. Okay. More reactions. Oh, only 2 persons. Can I see more reactions? Okay. All right, let's just proceed because of time. So I will just I dropped some samples on my notes that I feel that would work. So the first time I was applying for a financial aid on Coursera, because that was the first one I actually got first. This was the what I wrote for them. Let's see if I can do more of this. Okay, how many of us can see my screen? Can you let me see if I can increase the text font? Let's see, bigger fonts. Okay, let's just go straight. So when I went to apply for this particular course, let me read what I just, and then I was still serving. I wrote, I'm a recent graduate of law. As an undergraduate, I developed an interest in law and artificial. I'm fast. Sorry. I'm a recent graduate of law. As an undergraduate, I developed an interest in law and artificial intelligence, and I've searched for materials that will give me in-depth knowledge about this. I'm applying for this financial aid because as a recent graduate, I'm currently undergoing compulsory 1-year training by the federal government of my country. This training is compulsory for all graduates. While in this training, I am only permitted to work at a place of my primary assignment, and there is less time to take up another job except part-time jobs. that takes a few hours. The earnings from this job would not be sufficient to pay for those costs after paying for my upkeep bills. This was a long time ago I wrote this. I earn as I earn less than $100 monthly, which what I make is not sorry. What I make is not sufficient to fund my monthly expenses. Talk more of affording me the opportunity to apply for those courses. That's talk talk more. Sorry, to fund my monthly expenses, talk more of affording me to the opportunity to apply for courses that aid my self-development. I have a keen interest in law and AI. I am desirous of taking this course and to learn more about it. I'm just saying as simple as this was a long time ago. And I was surprised, I was approved. And it was so funny that I got it. Now, in the case where you are asked, I told you about when you asked to write a motivation, you must be able to demonstrate what you've done, what you're doing, and what you're about to do. And I find this particular essay very instrumental. I will take my time to read it and let's see what how this would help in doing it. So my career vision is to positively to contribute to private sector development in Africa by enhancing the efficiency in our business environment. You see the person's motivation. Inefficiencies such as information asymmetries, low productivity, and poor access to credit impede economic growth. My goal is to establish a world-class Africa-based private equity fund that employ effective management technique and appropriate capital structure to improve on underperforming companies. While attending several seminars and workshops, I became more aware of the investment opportunities on the continent and met individuals who share my aspiration to make a difference. An existing decade lies ahead of Africa. The catalyst of our development in leaders who successfully combine advanced business strategy with resilience and entrepreneurship of African people to achieve international competitiveness. I tend to be one of these leaders, and the XYZ, which is the name of the course, is vital to us making this a reality. So you see that you are spoken about your history, your background. You are spoken about the particular course and why it is essential for you to take this particular course. So there are established answers to many of Africans' challenge. The XYZ case study that is, I told you about checking the description of the particular course. So you see, if you don't check the description, how do you want to know about the case study that is mentioned in it? So the XYZ case study mentioned the XYZ case method acknowledges that collective problem solving and social and Socratic idea sharing can lead to optimal solutions to problems as complex as African poverty spiral through electives like capital venture and private equity and international financial management. I will learn now. These are the details of the model of that particular course because you cannot just write a blank a blank mail to a person and giving the how do you want to convince the person that see sir, I need this particular thing and this is my motivation and why I think I need it. Let me just jump to the next. Okay, let's see. Through electives like venture capital and private equity and international management, international financial management, I will learn to effectively evacuate investments in developing countries like Nigeria and profitably execute my fund strategy. Now, the next question, what will you do after? After XYZ, I tend to build upon my international investment banking career by joining an emerging market private equity fund where I will gain tangible and practicable knowledge required to navigate the dynamic sector. I see successful realization of my career vision as a step towards the economic liberation of Africa and sequel to the achievement of our political independence in the 1960s. The XYZ course will enhance my capacity to achieve full potential and give back to my society some of the benefits which have been privileged. I see this as very great. And this is a particular motivation that won a particular that won in the time past. And I see that it's very, very important that it's helpful for the purpose of our learning. And I also went on ChatGPT to ask ChatGPT on how I can apply for financial aid. And this is what I got from ChatGPT. I am writing to apply for financial aid for the name of the course, which I am interested in pursuing. As a student with a strong desire to succeed, I believe that this course will provide me with the knowledge and skill needed to achieve my academic and career goals. Unfortunately, due to financial constraints, now it is essential that you mention the financial constraint you are having, not just say due to financial constraint. Well, everybody will tell you that they also have financial constraints, So you mentioned the financial constraint you're having. I'm currently unable to afford the tuition and fees for the course. I am therefore seeking financial assistance to help me cover the cost and to pursue my academic aspiration. I am a dedicated student with a strong academic records and a passion for learning. I believe that the skill and knowledge I will gain from this course will not only help me in my personal development, but also contribute to the betterment of my community and society as a whole. Do you see that? Not just you, people also. That means the past, your current, and your future aspiration. I'll be extremely grateful if you could consider my application for financial aid. I assure you that I will utilize the knowledge and skill gained from those courses to the best of my ability and work hard to achieve my academic and career goal. Thank you thank you for considering my application. Please let me know if you require any additional information or documentation. I feel that this is enough. This is convincing enough. But in this case, you are going to modify this to suit with your own peculiarity, your peculiar situation. You are writing this course, this particular article, this particular essay to suit what you want. So you see that you talked about um, your previous aspiration, your motivation, what you're doing now, and what you do in the future, and how you now tie all this together to why you think you should be offered the financial aid, the course, which is. Thank you very much, everyone.